want to talk about the dolls on YouTube, blah, blah. Let's talk about the dolls on YouTube, blah, blah. Welcome to all of you who have decided to join us here on this evening. I done cracked a Coke Zero, not sponsored. A Coke Zero, so I got a kick of caffeine, and I am about to go wild up in this piece. Okay, so I like to obsess over certain videos on the internet, and I don't watch them because I love them. I kind of watch them because I'm combative, and it's in my nature. You know what I mean? So are any of you all familiar with this like, it's not a phenomenon, it's not a new thing, but there's this like wave of people on TikTok and in the podcast space calling themselves alpha males. Are you all familiar with the alpha male phenomenon? Okay, and I feel like one of the big resurgences of alpha males was this guy named Kevin Samuels. I don't know if you all know Kevin Samuels. Kevin Samuels has passed away. He died like a month ago or so. But he was this really just misogynistic guy who would really obsess over like women and how much they weighed and how tall men were and how much money they make and high value males. And this kind of turned into this whole alpha male mentality. So let's just read the definition of an alpha male. All right. Listen, today's video is brought to you by Scentbird. Now, I've been using Scentbird for the past few months and I absolutely love it. Scentbird is a fragrance subscription service. You can choose a new designer fragrance to try out every month for just $16. No surprises. It's flexible so you can skip any month and without penalties. They won't charge you or try to do some sneaky hidden thing. You can also upgrade to receive 2 or 3 products a month. Hello, she did the upgrade. She has 3. Now, with each fragrance, you get a 30-day supply, so you can try out fragrances before committing to a full bottle. 30 days. That's a generous amount of Cologne. I really love this. Okay, look at this little, I feel like a secret agent. This little, so you can like spray it like this, right? Which, that was good. And you can also pull it out and you can see the actual amount. Now they call it this like this is a small amount, but this can last you a while unless you're swimming in cologne. But if you're wearing like a decent amount, this can last you for a very long time. I don't get the technology because it doesn't fall out until you twist it. Like, it is 2022. Now, the world of fragrances can be overwhelming, but if you don't know where to start, that's okay. Head over to Scentbird's Fragrance Recommendations Quiz, where they will help you find a fragrance that you will love. Based on your preferences, previous purchases, and quiz answers, Scentbird will help you find fragrances that you will love. There are over 600 designer brands to choose from, perfumes, colognes, and top designer brands like Prada, Gucci, Versace, plus indie labels like Vinci Camuto, The Harmonist, and Confessions of a Rebel, honey. And vials are 8 times bigger than regular perfume samples. Baby, these ain't no samples. Honey, these are trials. Okay, now I got Declaration by Cartier, Eros by Versace, and Cypress and Oak from Scents of Wood. Honestly, I love smelling like wood. I don't know what that says about me, but smelling like a tree, like a slightly toasted tree, that's my fantasy. Make sure to click the link below and use my code TheDragQueen55 for 55% off your first month at Scentbird. That's only about $7 for your first month. And I have exciting news. Scentbird is now available in Canada, Brooklyn Heights. You can finally smell good. Here is the official definition of an alpha male. Okay, so it is the dominant male animal in a particular group. And then it also says a man tending to assume a dominant or domineering role in social or professional situations. I'm going to reread that. A man tending to assume a dominant or domineering role in social or professional situations. Okay, so now that we have that out of the way, I feel like, based on that definition, bitch, I'm more of an alpha male than so. Bitch, I'm more of an alpha male than some of these guys. So now there is this this podcast on TikTok that is wild. And it's this podcast called Fresh and Fit. And it's one of the main guys, this guy named Myron Gaines. He is a personal trainer from Miami. And Myron Gaines, which is so weird because there's this thing where like Myron Gaines will come on and give all this information about girls and how to get women, and I'm like, what, do you have like women who respect you? Like, do you have this going for you? It's really weird. It's kind of like I don't know if you all know Dr. Umar, but Dr. Umar will sometimes get on the internet and talk about the Black family and what it means to have a Black family and how to save the Black family. And I'm like, let me tell you what we don't need to do. What we don't need to do is take advice on how to save the Black family from a man who has 4 children and has never been married to a single one of the mothers. That's who we're not going to take any advice on how to save the Black family from. But we will save Dr. Umar for another day. Right now, we're talking about Myron Gaines. And I feel like this is definition of red pilling. This is what red pilling is. Also, by the way, if you want to comment on YouTube, if you subscribe to me on YouTube, you can comment. So if you're not subscribing, if you just stumbled upon this video, you're going to have to subscribe, honey, if you want to comment in the live chat. And also the video will be available later. Look at this with my little Diet Coke. So the way that Myron Gaines talks about the way that Myron Gaines talks to people about his like, I don't know, it's like his attempt to get guys on his side, it is actually kind of terrifying. I want to take a look at this this weird like motivational speech that he's giving. Also, real quick, like something I always say in life is I say don't ever take advice. Okay, here's what I say. Whenever someone gives you advice, consider the source. I'm gonna say that again. Whenever someone gives you advice, consider the source. So if there's a guy telling you how to be happily married and how to get a woman to love you, but you're not married and no woman loves you, don't listen to him. Guys, do not listen. What does he know? What the fuck does he know? Anyway, play this video.
Women lose sexual leverage, guess what? They have no power because that's their only fucking power. That's the only thing that they use to manipulate men. And when you take that away from them, they're powerless against you. That's why society does everything in its power, guys, to not let you know your worth. They do everything in their power to put women on pedestals.
Okay, first of all, why is he screaming? Like, why are you screaming? Ugh.
They do everything in their power to make men come off as second-class citizens, and she's entitled to your time and attention, and you need to be a gentleman, all that shit. That. We live in 2021. Chivalry is dead and women killed it.
Okay, first of all, I want to say this to you. As a guy, this is just advice to, and this is not bullying, this is advice, okay? As a man who's balding, baby, when it's time to let it go, let it go. Baby, become one with the wind and sky. Baby, it's giving parting of the Red Sea in the middle. And I feel like this is where a lot of the anger comes from. I've been down that road. I was like, also another thing is like the music in this is some emotional manipulation to get these there. I just imagine there's these guys in their rooms. They are crying because they can't get any girls, because they have not been laid in months, because they can't figure out why girls don't like them. And then Myron shows up across their screens and they're like, our king, our alpha male. Let's keep listening to him.
You guys are no longer going to go into this gender war with a butter knife. With us,
a gender war? What is he talking about?
We're going to arm you guys with bazookas so that you guys can play fair with the women that are in there with rocket launchers as well.
Yep.
Okay, first of all, I'm like, girl, this is not Call of Duty. Mary, it's Tinder. Why are you talking about Tinder like it's Call of Duty? You go butter knives, rocket launchers, grenade launchers, mines. Are the straights okay? Is this really how they see their dating? Do they really see dating as a gender war? Let's just keep going.
Because that's the truth, man. Y'all got to know This is the world that we live in, and times have changed. You can't be a traditional man in a world where women are no longer traditionally women. You got to play by their rules. You got to treat them as expendable commodities, just like they treat us like expendable commodities.
So is that the tea? Is this where, is this really where we are? Is this where he's like, the whole point is go into this whole process, treat women expendable, and that's how you'll get happy? Like, I can't even make sense of the way this guy thinks. And I can understand how maybe, yeah, it's giving, yeah, I see it in the chat. It is giving very incel. It's like they've just changed the name. If you don't know what incels are this group that was really big on 4chan, and it stands for involuntarily celibate is what it stands for. But it is giving big incel energy, rebranded as alpha males or high value men. And they're also obsessed with how tall they are. They're obsessed with this notion that every man has to be over 6 feet tall. Every man has to have a lot of money. Every man has to do all these things in order to get women to like them. And I'm like, that's just all of us know that's just not the case. And then also the way that he talks about and the way that he gives advice. Listen to this bit of advice that he gives. It's really odd. Listen to this one.
All right, the age-old question. Why do girls like bad boys? Guys, it boils down to one thing. Bad boys always put themselves first, women second. When you're a bad boy...
Okay, why does it sound like he's talking dirty? Why does it sound dirty? I think that the guys he's talking to are they're kind of like he's like, when you're a little bad boy, when you've been a bad boy. Listen to this.
First, women second. When you're a bad boy, you always put your needs first over a woman's, and that is inherently attractive to women because women know deep down, instinctually, they are not leaders.
See, the thing is, you ever see this thing where someone's so far gone that they are this close to making sense, this close, and then they end up saying something, you're like, oh, that's where you lost it. Like something like, for example, it's like, I think that people are attracted to people who put themselves first because it shows that you know how to prioritize things. But then he has to follow it up with something like, because women know that deep down they're not leaders. Listen to this.
Instinctually, they are not leaders and must be led. Bad boys inadvertently they put themselves first, which inherently makes them attractive. Bam.
Dirty boys, dirty, bad, nasty little bad boys, hoochie daddy shorts boys. I'm like, girl, this is wild. Like this, but also, who is listening to this and being like, this is it. This is the tea. This is giving. Like, but also, wouldn't you look at him and be like, all these women? So what he does is he has his podcast. First of all, the podcast is chaos. It is madness. There are like 12 people in the room on the podcast all at once. He invites women on the show and then just yells at them, treats them like trash. And by the way, he never talks to men on the podcast the way that he talks to women on the podcast. Like it's giving like a long time ago, someone told him that he was, and also the amount of time that he just fully tells on himself in his own things is kind of like, girl, you really just ratted yourself out. This is one of, I can't remember though, I couldn't find the video. There was one where he was basically like, why would I care about women's orgasms? And I was like, okay, tell me you've never made a woman orgasm without telling me you never made a woman orgasm. Like that, you basically just ratted yourself out in front of everyone. But then he also like he has tons of advice. Here's some more of his horrible, weird advice.
Every time I invite a girl, she wants to bring a friend. Translation: I don't find you that attractive to the point that I want to spend time with you one-on-one in a setting where intimacy may be possible, so let me bring a friend as a backup option so that I can quickly and conveniently excuse myself from the situation.
It sounds like you are constantly in a situation with women who don't want to be alone with you. Myron, that's a red flag, Mary. It sounds like you are constantly around. Okay, first of all, if women are coming to hang out with you and they feel like they need a backup plan, you need an escape plan, Baby, what is going on? What is going on that every woman you talk to is giving escape routes? Baby, make it make sense. Oh, and you wonder why, like, you think a woman would want to live with you? She didn't want to be in the same room as you by herself? Like, child, listen to this. Listen, okay, there's 3 more clips I want to show you. This is one that shows how on this show, him and his friends, they basically act like middle school kids, and they're so childish. They will gang up on any woman who speaks against them. Listen to this.
Gender is a social construct?
It is. Gender is a social construct.
Okay, first of all, he's literally playing, like, what in the 1930s radio is going on with the sound effects? And then this woman, who, by the way, is spitting nothing but facts, he is, and instead of like actually defending, like maybe trying to make some claims that would make his point kind of make sense, this is what him and his friends do.
Look this up. Y'all don't have to agree with me. I really don't give a but it is a social construct.
Lord of mercy. Okay. This is a great show.
Bitch, I really don't give
a
So instead of actually trying to defend his point, he just makes faces like this and never actually says anything. So what makes it so odd, first of all, what she's saying is true. And the best way I can show you how gender is a social construct, I could maybe explain it like this. For example, if you ask one of these people who are like, no, it's about biology, it's about biology, it's about biology, then you say, okay, what makes a woman? A woman is someone with a vagina. Okay, what makes a man? A man is everyone with a penis. I'll say, okay, let's play that out. And then you look at them and you say, all right, tell me about Dorothy from the Wizard of Oz. Tell me a little bit about Dorothy. And they'll say, she's a little girl who came from, okay, she's a little girl, so she's a girl, she's a woman. And they'll go, yeah, and you'll go, no, she's not actually. Dorothy's nothing. Dorothy's an idea. Dorothy is literally, Dorothy's not even beyond 2D. She's literally just a thing that we've conjured up, but we have put the construct of womanhood and femininity on her. Just like with the Statue of Liberty. People talk about the Statue of Liberty, she's a woman. The Statue of Liberty is not a woman. The Statue of Liberty is a big chunk of copper that is oxidizing in the middle of between the Hudson and the East River. But we throw these gender norms on it because of the social construct of what we put on it. So that's just a small way to show people that gender is a social construct. Anyway, let's keep playing.
We can tell.
All right, penis check. It is not.
Oh, that's so transphobic. And then they just get into transphobia. They're just like their whole joke is that ha, some women have penises. Isn't that hilarious? Is it?
A social construct. It's a biological construct.
Male and female is a biological.
Yeah.
construct.
The way that this woman is speaking nothing but facts, and they're just too childish to understand.
From what I read,
I really like this is, and it's one of the things where I really want, like, okay, first of all, no, I love to argue. Like, I really love, like, I want to like argue with this guy so bad. I want to argue with him more than I want my next breath. So if you're listening, Myron, Gaines, honey, anyway, I'm like getting myself worked up over this. So this is one of the things that he said that really I thought was like out of it. This literally blew my mind. This blew my mind.
I think if you're in a serious relationship with a girl, she should not have an Instagram. That's cheating, in my opinion. I think a woman having an Instagram is 100% cheating, especially if she has scantily clad photos of herself on the internet and she's not making money off it, which a lot of women tend to do. They have Instagram just for attention, you know what I'm saying?
Stupid.
And I think for women, attention is like sex for men. So, women love that.
I want to hear that one more time. What did he say?
And I think for women, attention is like sex for men.
I think for women, attention is like sex for men. This truly tells me that he has never once been with a woman that has enjoyed sex with him. He has literally never seen a woman enjoy sex. I mean, the way they tell on themselves is so crazy. All he is telling me is that I have never pleased a woman to the point where it looked like it was fun for her. Because as far as I know, all women want in the world is attention. That's all women want. They just want attention. And I would love to talk to some of his exes and be like, it was garbage. It was garbage. The sex was garbage. This man literally sees women as nothing but an object. I mean, I wanted to debate him, bitch. I want to box him. Challenge. This is gonna be the next celebrity boxing match. Listen to this stuff that he says.
So, women love attention from the opposite gender, and if you got a serious relationship with a girl and she still has a for sale sign on her neck, I think that's very disrespectful.
So he thinks that this is where he thinks that if you are dating him and you're a woman, then you're not allowed to be on Instagram. Like, I just don't. I mean, I will say this: whatever people consent to in their relationships is perfectly fine. I think that if you are in a relationship and you consent to not having an Instagram, if that's what you and your partner work out and that makes you two feel good, then I mean, pop off, go ahead, do your thing. But this idea that, like, in general women should not have Instagram because they have for sale signs, or he thinks that a woman showing her body or a woman being on Instagram or posting a picture of herself where she feels good about herself is in some way advertising, and not, excuse me, I guess she got me gassy, and not just a woman feeling good about herself, and everything that the women do is in some way trying to attract the man. Baby, that's not how that works. That's just not how that works. Now, he ended up, there's been a few videos online where he gets his comeuppance. So there's this woman named Brittany Rennet, and she's a fitness model. And she has like a huge following online. She's like 4.7 million Instagram followers. This is one of my favorite videos. This is one of my favorite videos in the world. I like, this puts a smile on my face before I go to sleep.
That you warn guys about girls like me, so tell me about girls like me. Humor me
in general. Like, I mean,
well, no, but no, don't woman in general, because you literally specifically said.
Oh, she's about to drag him. She has him by the 3 hairs left on his head, dragging him across the floor. She has taken her hands and grabbed those little hairs. She goes, I ain't letting go of shit, little nigga. Let's get real. You want to get real? Let's get real. I love it, because he was about to try to back down. She goes, no, not today. Not today.
That you warn guys about girls like me, so tell me about girls like me. Humor me
in general. Like, I mean,
well, no, but no, don't woman in general, because you literally specifically said before we got on here that you did say that you warn guys about girls like me. So now that we're face to face, what kind of girl am I?
You're not special. You're like other girls.
I'm not special.
Also, he does it. Do you remember when you were in middle school and you would get one up on the kid who thought he was who thought that he was like winning, or he thought he was like, oh yeah, I'm fucking dragging you, and then you get one up on him, and then he tells a really dumb joke that no one laughs at, and then he goes and then he starts doing that laugh. This is literally that laugh. Like, tell me this does not take you back to middle school with that exact same scenario. Look at it again.
What kind of girl am I?
You're not special. You're like other girls.
I'm not special.
Like, you're like other women that are
so
like.
It's, oh my God, like, it's almost triggering.
What makes you special then?
That's my favorite. She goes, what makes you special? What makes you special?
I never said I was.
What do you gain?
So we all agree. So you agree. You're not special. So you agree. You're not special.
From telling girls.
Yeah, someone said in the chat, it's true. He literally cannot even look at this woman. She is so powerful. He cannot even look in her fucking direction. She is eating him up.
So they're not special. How does that make you feel?
Oh, that is such a good moment. She goes, listen to that again.
From telling girls that they're not special. How does that make you feel?
How does that make you feel?
I mean, no, everything is a joke, but I'm asking you a real question. So how does it make you feel? Because if I say you're a big ass nigga, that does something for me, right? If I insult you, or if I tell you you're not special, you're forgettable, what does that do for me? No, but that doesn't. But that's what I'm saying. No, but I'm saying, what if I call you? If I just say that again, you're forgettable. That's why I didn't want to do you guys' podcast. Forgettable. Hate the setup. The name is underwhelming.
This is
I didn't really
amazing.
see the value in it. Right? That's how I feel. Right. But so
the way she gathered him like a cheap chignon is just beautiful. Baby, she dragged him like a 125th Street $5 chignon, honey. Gathered, destroyed. And that is what Pride Month means to me. The way that he literally could not say it, could not think of a word. I was like, Miss Sting, honestly, better gather. She better get him together. And she walked out of they was quiet as hell when she walked out. They were probably trying to be like, it was cool. She's like, you ain't cool. What the hell wrong with you? Uh because I like confrontation. This is one of the things that I really want to chat. Like I want to have her on my podcast too. Like she is just Brittany Renner, I am a new fan, baby. I'm about to get into fitness now because of you, fitness queen, honey. I am obsessed. I also want to know, if anyone here has any opposing thoughts to mine, feel free. I am always happy. But also, if you have thoughts that you agree, or if you have any people in your life who are kind of exhibiting behavior, kind of like this guy, and obviously. I think it clearly seems like some sort of it's all attention. You know what I mean? It is him trying. I don't even know why he's doing it, but it's really interesting because it's obviously that he wants attention from the other guys. Like I don't know. This but also if his whole goal is to impress women, like all you're doing is pissing off all the women. Like what? Like, baby, make it make sense. Like, it's not giving what you think is giving. You know what I mean? I also want you, if you have any ideas for what you think our next chat could be about, drop a little hint. Maybe we'll have another conversation and have one more chat because I really am enjoying these little conversations that we're having back and forth. All right, well, listen, and I think that as mentioned, I do more of these. We're gonna figure out ways to do this better. We're going to figure it out. All right, everyone. Thank you all for joining us. This is Bob the Drag Queen, talking about alpha males and why I think they're toxic and dangerous and really are the second coming of incels, in my humble opinion. All right. Bye, everyone.